Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations of much love to the rest of you sincere Akim, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. This is the cleric Azar coming at you with another lesson. I am continuing in my lot to bring you my ongoing series from Excerpts of Hollywood, This Factory of Perverseness. Another observation of predictive programming, how art imitates life and vice versa. Just a reminder, the purpose of my videos is to show correlations. A correlation is an observation of a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. I use movies to extract or extrapolate a narrative. I'm not glorifying the Hollywood culture or life. I have a wide knowledge of films, whether they be foreign or domestic, and I just use them as an example to bring out similarities in those correlations. To quote Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest source of material for motion pictures is the Bible. I call this lesson the MOTB in Resident Evil. Okay, the scene I got playing out right here on display is from a film, or from a television series, I should say, Salakia. I watched this recently, as of last night. Of course, being in this truth, I reflected on this particular series. The series, Salakia, was released on July 14th, 2022, so you can watch it in its entirety. The title of it is Resident Evil. It is the television series. It's not the most recent movie. It's not the most recent movie series directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. It can be found on Netflix. This is episode 5, titled Home Movies, directed by Rachel Goldberg and written by Lindsay Villarreal. And I got to think of some other things that Lindsay did. But anyway, basically, in this particular scene, if you're not familiar with the Resident Evil video game, but I think this particular series tries to harken back to that particular video game series where you had kind of puzzles. It was not only post-apocalyptic zombie film, but in the game there was all types of kind of puzzles in the mansion and the house you had to get around to find different weapons, artifacts, and so forth to get you through the game. So I guess this television series is trying to go back to that, and it's doing a pitiful job, but that's a video for another day. So I'm sitting there watching it because I'm a Resident Evil fan, you know, calling myself getting away from it all. And sure enough, what happens? In this particular scene, this guy mentions RFID. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of interesting. I say to myself, that'd be kind of interesting if they brought up the chip. And what do? They brought the chip. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play it for you. Hey, roll that RFID MOTB footage.
You know, you need to peep into a garage or something. You don't really need a special card, or some people get chips implanted in their hands.
You hear that? Some people put them in their hands. So there's an RFID reader. These chicks have found the this secret lab in their home, and their father had set it up so that the only way you go before is if you had an RFID chip implant. And the first time the girls thought that the chips were planted inside them, it turned out it was planted inside the dog. Just like how you have the trackers that plant inside dogs, so you can either retrieve them or pull up their medical history. And that's how the MOTB is going to be marketed, because it's going to be just like you being able to go certain places. They have that in the airport now, where at one point they had somebody sitting there before you got to your terminal. You had to show them your boarding pass as well as your ID to show it correlated. And now it's you go up to the machine, you scan the barcode on your boarding pass, and the automatic gate just automatically opens so you can get to the terminal. Okay. And hey, well, that's where we're headed with this RFID microchip. But they said it right here in the show. So I'm really surprised that there's other camps still out there, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these other camps that are out there, these Israelite camps that are they're not familiar with the MOTB or the mark of the beast and the way it's supposed to be taught, starting with the elder apostles on down, that it is the RFID microchip. And if Hollywood's throwing it out there like this, it shows you where they're going. And and here I am, calling myself getting away from it all, and boom, it was just thrown in my face just like that. So I had to make a video. Hopefully there's somebody else that's going to also make a video somewhere else on the planet. But this all pertains to Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. And I'm going to bring it out here. This is what Revelator John was showing people getting the MOTB, mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. Okay, Revelations 13:16 reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Okay, that's that chip that I'm bringing out here. Okay, and even this person who's describing it, RFID stands for radio frequency identification. Okay, so only certain people are allowed access, just like in this particular scene. Okay, and this is all the doing of the devil, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, Esau Edom, and that's his plan. Ultimately, the plan of the elites, but it was already foretold in prophecy. All right, and it just shows how close we are in this time period that we're in, and we're in the end times. Okay, but his whole objective is to make himself like the Most High. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4 brings it out. Who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's basically what he has done with iconoclasm in the Renaissance period, showing or trying to show that he looks like the Most High, that he looks like the angels, that he looks like the one we really call Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahweh Shai, who really is a so-called black man. Okay, but a white woolly afro. Okay, and it doesn't have brown stringy hair and so forth. And it was Esau Edom that did that, the self-proclaimed so-called white man who brought these kind of images out and tried to show that angels are little Cupid babies, half naked babies with wings on the back and so forth. Okay. And he said this in the scriptures, all right, in the book of Isaiah. They brought it out that Esau Edom would say these kind of things. Isaiah chapter 14, we'll start at the 13th verse. I'm going to read down to the 14th verse. Isaiah 14, verse 13, and it reads, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven," and he has ascended in his space shuttles and different space programs that he got going on, and space stations and so forth. "I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Okay, and the stars of the Most High is the Israelites. Okay, and specifically 12 stars being the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and you can read that a little even further in the book of Revelations. I can't think of the correct chapter at this moment, but that's how that's broken down. And that's what he said. He said that he's here. He's the chosen people. He said that he's the Jews, but no one brings up the other 11 tribes and where they're at. Okay, but those 12 tribes specifically are speaking of the blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. Okay. Verse 14, Isaiah 14, verse 14, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." You see that as pertaining to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Okay, he calls himself the Most High. He wants to be worshipped as the Most High. He sit up in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Okay, and that's the time period we're in. So we're sure that, Job 9:24, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. Malachi, the first chapter, speaks of who the wicked is, Esau Edom. Okay. And that's what he's trying to do. And we're headed, this is really one of the main prophecies I've been waiting on, is this RFID microchip being established. So it's an everyday thing. Okay. And you can see right here in the scene, that's how this particular door opens. So if you can check it out, you want to check it out on Netflix. It's for free. And Resident Evil television series. Okay. Not the most recent movie, not the most recent film series. Let me interject that again. I'm just going to end it on this. I always like to end my videos on a good note with some type of silver lining, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. So in other words, there is a happy ending. Just bringing out the fact that there is something that is going to be bestowed onto the elect who do not receive the mark of the beast. Okay, this doesn't refer to your other peons or your other nations that are outside the nation of Israel, because you're going to get what is coming to you, and most likely it's probably going to be slavery, specifically on the head tribe Esau Edom. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands." And that mark is the RFID microchip that I'm bringing out here the topic and the subject of this lesson. And they lived and reigned with a Mashiach 1,000 years. Okay, and that's speaking of the elect, being joint inheritors of the kingdom of heaven, which is to come. Okay, well, I just wanted to share that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.